I'm trying to get the rogue class right now. Everyone's saying me to watch the video. Maybe I should watch the video on the job thing.
Head first.
These guys are all tank. Dude, that one looks badass out of everyone, chat.
Danger's way. And luckily, Shadowbringers made that even more straightforward. Simply turn your tank stance on, and you are now tanking. Turn it off, and you aren't. Wow. Speaking of danger, these are the healers. Always be nice to them. You don't want to know what happens.
Healers look like losers, chat. Let's be real. Look at this. What is this?
Always be nice to them. Want to know what happens when they get angry. Oh, thank you. Yo, that's not what I meant. Shadowbringers gave healers a super special power big heal mode. The melee DPS are here to cry.
I'm gonna be honest. I appreciate the healers. It's like a class not a lot of people want to play, and they play it, and they have to stick with the assholes that complain about you if they die. If they die, they always blame the healer.
Mechanics that keep them away from the boss. So in Shadowbringers, they gave the melee 2 free I don't need positional anymore buttons, but they still complain. And these are the casters. They go big shooty boom boom magic. What did they get in Shadowbringers? More big shooty boom booms. The ranged can run around without any loss of DPS, and they've got a new friend who everybody loves. Except the other ranged. Anyway, let's go look at the jobs. Dark Knight. It uses a big ass sword. Play this job if you want to use a big ass swords. It's got a special stance you got to keep up, obviously called the dark side. You keep this up by using Edge of Shadow and Flood of Shadow, of course. And you can even reach inside your soul and take out your inner darkness, and he can fight along with you. And it's got a special mode, Delirium, where you can spam heavy hitting attacks like Blood Spiller or Quietus, which otherwise would cost Blood Gauge. Yeah, it's got a blood gauge. For mitigation, it has the Blackest Night, which is a shield you put on yourself and lets you use a blood gauge ability for free.
That looks sick.
And its invincibility is called Living Dead, which you activate it first, and then you have to die. Once you die, then you're walking dead, and you're actually kind of not dead. But somebody has to heal you up.
He lost me there. I don't know what's happening.
Gunbreaker. These guys were the personal guards of Queen Gunhildr herself. Who is that? I don't know. Gunbreaker is what you would get if you wanted to play a tank, but you also were like, I really like DPS.
There's a Final Fantasy VII character that has like a gun blade.
But it actually has a separate 3-part combo inside of another 3-part combo. It kind of makes sense.
FFA.
It has a powder gauge with cartridges in it. The
this guy with like red hair.
Earn you cartridges, and
in Final Fantasy VII with the gunblade, no?
In order to do the special 1-2-3.
He's one of the guys in the tuxedos.
It's a very clicky, fun job. Its invincibility is called Superbolide. Basically, you shoot yourself, and now you can't get hurt anymore, because if I hurt myself, the enemies can't hurt me. Paladin. It's got a sword and a shield. To be a paladin is to be
Reno, the guy with the bald hair guy, the bald guy, and the guy with the red hair. They're like combos, I think.
Not die. It's got a physical damage phase and a magical damage phase.
Maybe I'm thinking of
Vincent.
Vincent.
Phase, you've got a damage buff, and then you've got a dot combo, and then a regular combo that will unlock a heavy hitting attack called Royal Authority. And this,
this is the class I was playing,
right?
Then
you go into your magical phase. Where
these are a lot of buttons, chat.
Heavy hitting magic attacks, and a big AoE attack again, Confiteor. You've got the wings to protect your entire party. You can also heal yourself or heal a target, and its invincibility is Hallowed Ground, which just makes you straight up invincible. You can't get hurt.
Yeah, that wing was awesome.
It's got an axe, and it smashes with the axe. Warrior doesn't care about mitigating damage. They're just all about, hit me anyway. I can take it. Just hit me. It's got 2 combos. One that applies a damage buff, and one that builds its wrath gauge more. It's got a special mode, Inner Release, that allows it to spam the heavy hitting attacks.
I like that red eye thing.
Or Decimate. Both the single target and AoE attacks can be enhanced when you first use Infuriate to augment them. Warrior is all about building up the gauge so you can use it on attacks to just smash more. It's got a fun mitigation called Vengeance, where you get
I can't wait to the dungeon or raid. I haven't done a single dungeon or raid, chat.
Even more because above 100k health isn't enough. Its invincibility is called Holmgang, where you tether to an
I like
enemy,
the little
and now
chain.
Your HP can't go below 1. Samurai. They wield a katana and offer zero
Samurai looks so cool.
Their big damage. Samurai's core
oh my god, the samurai looks so cool.
Each time you finish finish a combo, you earn a sticker, or otherwise known as a sen. You spend
get a
these
sticker?
sen on powerful iaijutsu moves. And
a
the move
jutsus?
changes depending on how many stickers you had when you
A
use it.
stickers?
If you use it with
I
one,
like
you get a
stickers,
dot.
chat.
With 2, you get an
Remember
AoE
when your
attack
teacher
in
gives you a
front
little
of you,
sticker for
and
doing
with
good?
3,
I
you get a
love those.
heavy-hitting
I love
single
farming
target attack.
stickers,
It also
man.
has another resource called Kenki that you build up and you use on heavy-hitting attacks. You notice a lot of
Kenki.
these are heavy-hitting attacks. It's because all of Samurai's attacks do it. Shadowbringers gave Samurai even more
Oh,
big
the
attacks,
samurais look
like
so
Shoha, an
cool.
attack you can only
This guy's
use
doing like
when you
Senpon
gather
Sakura
3
every time he
meditate
hits.
stacks. It also has 2 separate AoE combos.
Does he have
and
Getsuga
overall
Tensho or
flows
what,
very
chat?
well from one combo to the next, building up your resources
Oh,
and spending
shit.
them. Monk. These guys are all about throwing away the weapons, and instead, your body
Yo,
is the
Monk
weapon.
looks
Monk has 2
badass,
combos.
too.
Sounds straightforward? It is. But each one of those has a positional requirement. Every single one. All the other melees only have a handful of positionals. Monk takes that and says, I want all of them. Shadowbringers also gave Monk a 4th Grease Lightning stack, which makes them attack even faster and harder than before. It builds up a resource called Chakra that it can use on a single target attack or
Chakra?
ranged attack, and other buffs that mostly work around its 2 separate combos. It does really high damage but still offers some party utility with a
Let's go,
physical
dude.
damage buff to the party. Dragoon. It uses a spear. They kill dragons. And the
Oh,
reason why they're
shit,
so sharp
dude.
is because even if a dragon eats them, they
Dude,
can still kill the
Dragon
dragon
looks
on the way.
so cool.
Dragoon also has 2 combos, but
Yo,
instead,
Dragon
these are
looks
longer
so
combos.
cool.
Most of the other physical jobs in the game are 3-part combos. Dragoon is 5. It's a very static rotation that you're going to do one combo and then the other combo.
Yo,
and you're
Dragoon
always
looks
gonna stick
so
to that,
cool.
But
What
it has
the
a whole
heck?
lot of off-global cooldowns that you're going to use in between them to keep it interesting. It centers around keeping up a buff called Blood of the Dragon. However, when you collect 2 eyes of the dragon and you activate
Dragon
Gare
is boring?
Skogul,
But look
you
at that,
unlock
dude. He's like
Life of
summoning
the Dragon, where you
dragons.
glow red instead, and you unlock even more powerful heavy-hitting attacks, including Star Diver. It's got a bunch of different
Oh,
jump attacks
shit.
that range from jumping
Oh,
to the opponent and back to where you
dude.
were, or jumping
How is this
over to the
boring?
opponent, or jumping away completely, or off the edge. Dragoon offers some cool party utility, like a crit buff to everybody, and it can tether to a friend and give their pal an extra damage buff. Ninja. Do you know Naruto? Well, me either. Ninja's got a really cool mechanic called ninjutsu. You have 3 ninjutsu abilities, which, depending on the order you push them in, will change the attack that it performs. You have things like an attack speed buff, or an AoE on the ground that looks like dirt. Shadowbringers added a cool effect where you can augment some of the ninjutsu abilities. If you use Kasatsu before activating them,
Oh,
it'll
shit.
change your
Little
fire breath
katon,
into a
Kyokyo
huge
ninjutsu?
fire tornado, or it'll change your ice
Okay.
breath into water shurikens like Greninja.
Oh,
you also can
sh-
tap into your secret Hokage arts and activate
Hokage,
Bushin, which will
hold.
be a shadow of yourself, and it will mimic every attack that you do. It's
I'm
also
playing
got a
this
really
class.
good party buff called Trick Attack, which will make the target take extra damage from the entire
You can summon a
party. Ninja
toad?
has a lot of
What is
interesting
that,
mechanics
chat?
to its toolkit that goes beyond just simple combos. But you might have to devote an extra brain cell to remembering what ninjutsu does what. Machinist is what you would get if you combined a cowboy with a Gundam with a Terminator. This is the ranged with the highest damage and the one with the least amount of RNG.
This looks like a
in
class I'd
rotation.
never
And
play.
I don't really have to say any more about it because you can summon a freaking mech. And while you're doing all of your attacks, you're overheating. You go into your overheat gauge.
summon
You're
robots?
spamming your cool abilities.
This is
that
the
give
best
you
one,
your
really?
cooldowns back, and you're hitting buttons like a freaking madman, and your mech
Hello,
is over there punching shit.
Etone
Oh,
bless-
and you have a flamethrower. Need I say more, really? I mean, for AoE, you got some other cool stuff like overheat, and will now
Dude,
actually
this class
be a
is
crossbow
insane. What is
instead.
this?
You
It's
got
like
a
Van
drill that you
Helsing.
shoot out like a Giga Drill Breaker, and you have a special button that makes it guarantee it crits. All of your regular combo is now superheated mode always. This job is all about balancing your battery gauge and your heat gauges to use all of your cool special boom explodey powers. Bard. This is the job with the bow and arrow. Every MMO has one. This is ours. But not only can you shoot arrows, you can
Bard
also
has a
sing
bow.
songs and help your party members do things. And its
pretty
rotation
cool.
is in the middle ground of a static rotation with an RNG rotation. It cycles through 3 different song modes, and each song has a different effect on your rotation. Mostly you're keeping your dots up and spamming burst shot for procs on refulgent arrow. You've also also got a new gauge called the Soul Gauge, which is used on Apex Arrow, and it does more
Apex
damage
Legend?
the higher the gauge is. For utility, you've got stuff like a heal buff or damage buff or remove a bad thing on somebody, and of course a party
The
damage
job balancing is
reduction.
pretty good
Dancer.
in this,
This is the new guy.
so you don't
it
have to
uses
roll favor of the
chakrams
month,
that it throws
like Chad is
around
saying.
and kills its enemies with belly dancing. It has the lowest personal DPS,
Bot is
but
like
it
playing
can
WoW, but a
super
lot
buff
of
its
proc
dance part.
reaction.
It has
Got it.
2 separate dances, and when you activate one, you go through steps like a Simon Says game. Standard step will be an AoE
dude, this
attack
class looks
and
really fun.
activate a damage boost for you and your dance partner. Technical step will be a longer step dance, but this will be a
What
damage
the
buff for
heck?
the whole party. Its rotation is
dancer
very
looks
RNG
cool, I'm not
dependent.
gonna lie.
It has a 2-part combo, and each of
Dance
those
for me,
can
Savix?
proc
Okay,
another
dude.
attack. And then each
has,
of
like, war
those
glaives, look at
attacks
that.
can now proc fan attacks. And then the fan attacks can proc a final fan attack. So there's a lot of layers of RNG to the rotation. It also has a separate gauge that you use on a big hitting attack called Saber Dance. And for movement, it has 3 separate dashes that it can use. Black
Oh, that
Mage.
looks
It
nice.
uses a magic stick and explosions and a whole lot more explosions. This is the magic version of the selfish DPS class and specializes in longer cast times that deal super high damage.
my cat
with the
is
trade-off that
so
you're
hot
trying
right
to
now.
minimize
Like,
your
I'm
overall
holding it and
movement.
petting it,
Black
but
Mage's
it's so
rotation
hot.
goes through an ice phase where it regenerates mana and a fire phase where it spends all of its mana on the really heavy hitting attacks. Shadowbringers added a finisher
up
to
there.
the fire phase called Despair. Black Mage has a continuous damage buff you want to keep up called Enochian, which allows you to use the heavier hitting spells, and if you have it up long enough, it unlocks a special void looking attack called Xenoglossy.
I like this mage gear,
There's
looks
now
really
also
cool.
a way to keep your ice phase up during downtime. Summoner. It uses a book, but it's not trying to be smart with it. It's mostly picture books. Summoner is our pet DPS job. There's Ifrit
I like
for single
picture
target,
books.
Garuda for AoE, and
You know,
Titan for
in my
AoE.
elementary school,
Summoner's
my
rotation
teachers
works on a
always take you to the
2-minute
library.
cycle of various phases
1
that
through
you go
6th
through.
grade.
There's Dreadworm
I would
trades where
only
you
get
invoke
picture
Bahamut's
books.
Aether,
And
you
around like
unleash it
6th
in
grade,
a
my
big
teacher was like,
death
stop
flare
getting
attack.
picture
After
books.
this, you're able to
And she was
summon
getting mad at
Bahamut
me.
and command him to do
But I
big
used to only get
Ockhorn
picture
attacks.
books, 'cause
And
I
after
hated
him,
just
you can summon
wall of
Phoenix
text.
to do special fire
I
moves
needed
and
pictures to
heal the
understand, you know
party
what I
while it's
mean?
out. Also, 2 of your spells become super Phoenix fire moves instead. Summoner is also one of 2 jobs that can raise dead party members, though you either have to hard cast it or save your swift cast for it. Red Mage. It uses a sword with a focus thing attached to it. This is the job that combines black magic and
I like
white
his
magic
gouge
together
chat.
in
Like
order
every time he has a character,
Some-
like you see this guy has a little phoenix with the flame, and then the bard had like a little thingy. Do I get those too when I play my class?
Shadowbringers, they added
Everyone
some
has a
instant
different god,
abilities
okay.
that use up lilies from the lily gauge. And when you
Got
use
it.
up 3 lilies, it unlocks a Flatus Misery,
Yeah, I don't
which
have
is
a gouge.
huge AoE damage nuke. White Mage's oh shit ability is the wings. You sprout
I have an important question,
beautiful
chat.
wings from your back, and now everybody
there add-ons
around
for
you
Final
takes less
Fantasy?
damage, and all of your healing is super mode. Scholar. They use a
Skipped
book
right- did I
because
skip
they're
something?
so smart, and they want
No
everybody
add-ons,
else to
okay.
know how smart
I'm gonna say that's a plus. I think World of Warcraft add-ons ruined the game. I'm not gonna lie.
they are. Scholar.
Like you have this robot spaceship UI, and it literally tells you like where to go, where to do, what to press. I don't like that. It's too much in a game. I think add-ons. It was nice to have it, but it kind of ruined it because it became way too like add-on became way too good.
Specializes in shielding the party from all
I
the
think
damage
Blizzard
in the
needs to
first
do like a
place.
reset,
And it is the pet
and
healer that we have in this game.
instead of letting the players make add-ons, they should just put in stuff themselves and stop being lazy.
For single target heals, you got Physic, a small single heal. You also have Adlo, which is a heal plus a shield on a single target. And you have Sucker for an AoE heal plus a shield. And there are a few abilities that can manipulate the shields. Emergency Tactics will change the shield into a heal. Recitation
awesome
will
that they don't have
guarantee
add-on. I like
it
that a lot.
crits, so you can have a big shield. And Deployment Tactics will spread
job are
the
you
shield to
thinking?
nearby party members.
Out of everything I watched,
Did
sorry if
single
I'm
target
skipping your favorite classes, chat.
on
I think I liked Ninja,
fire
Dragoon, Monk look cool too, Samurai looks cool too, and Paladin and Dark Knight. They all look cool. Everything looks fun, man. And then here we have this, a naked.